Yo, what's good everyone? Today I'm going to be breaking down some of my favorite DraftKings plays for tonight's 5-game slate in the NHL. Let's dive right into it. And like I always do here in these videos, I'm going to give you a high-level overview of my cheat sheet, breaking down a couple of line stacks that I like targeting here tonight, as well as some of my favorite individual plays. But as always, everyone, just want to remind you and highly recommend joining my free Discord channel, which you can see is mentioned above. Over 850 people in there, talking multiple different sports for DFS, but primarily NHL and NFL. If you want to join that, there's a link to do so in the description below, as well as in the pinned comment below. With that being said, let's dive into the cheat sheet here. We're going to kick it off with a couple of line stacks that I like here for tonight, starting with this first line for the Winnipeg Jets, where we got Scheifele centering Connor and Velarde. Been one of the best lines in hockey on one of the best hockey teams in the NHL so far this year. Had another big night last night against the San Jose Sharks, scored 3 goals, had 5 assists as a line, and I love the correlation we get with all 3 of these guys playing up on the #1 power play for the Jets, which has been really good here as of late, scoring at a 38% rate in their last 4 games, while the Anaheim Ducks have one of the league's worst penalty kills, and we've really seen that on display as of late too, hitting at just a 54.5% rate in their last 4 games. And speaking of power plays, I really like targeting that #1 power play for the Utah Hockey Club tonight. They've scored at a 43% rate now in their last 4 games, and they're playing the Vancouver Canucks, whose penalty kill is not very good either. They've hit at just a 75% rate over the last 10 days. Now I'm highlighting this second line here with Cooley, McBain, and Gunther. You're going to see Gunther and Cooley play up on that #1 power play. Again, that's really what I'm targeting here tonight, but I also really like how affordable this second line is. Now folks, before we dive into some of these individual plays here, if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. It's completely free to do, and every like, comment, and sub that you guys leave here on these videos and on this channel really does help me out. So again, if you could do that here today, I'd really appreciate it. Alright, now diving into some of these individual plays here, we're going to kick it off with the forwards, and the first guy that I got here tonight is Travis Konecny. Now, 5-game slate here tonight. I think if there's one game that kind of has some sloppy shootout potential, it's probably this game here between the Red Wings and the Flyers. Neither goaltending situation has been great this year. Defense can be a little suspect on both sides, and Travis Konecny has been really good. Made Team Canada here for the 4 Nations, 36 points in 31 games, 4 goals, 7 assists, 11 points in his last 10, averaging 12 DraftKings points per game. But one guy who's been tremendously hot here as of late is Lucas Raymond, 8 goals in his last 10, averaging close to 14 DraftKings points per game. Other side of that game, he also is going to play up on that first line in #1 power play, just like Travis Konecny. Now, Wyatt Johnson here, the Dallas Stars, I continue to like this price here in the 5K range. He's got way more expected goals than he does actual goals this year, just 6 in 30 games. He's got some positive regression coming his way. I do know this. Playing up on the first line, playing up on the #1 power play. I don't love the matchup here tonight against the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Maple Leafs penalty kill has not been great as of late, hitting at just a 73% rate over the last 10 days, but otherwise a pretty solid defensive team, and Joseph Woll has been a good goaltender this year as well. And you can see I got him on the spreadsheet here at $7,200, but like I said earlier, I continue to like the price here for Wyatt Johnston, considering his role and the upside. Now, Jake DeBrusk here, the Vancouver Canucks. I do like the Utah Hockey Club tonight, but DeBrusk is another guy who's been on fire as of late, really kind of finding his game here in Vancouver as of late, playing up on the first line, playing on the #1 power play. He's now racked up 8 goals, 29 shots on net here in his last 10 games, averaging 13.5 DraftKings points per game, offering some really nice value at that price. And then Nick Schmaltz here at $4,600, offering some nice value as well, really going back to the idea of stacking up that #1 power play for Utah tonight. But just as an individual play, a cash game play, he is looking good at this price here. 5 goals, 4 assists, 9 points now in his last 10, averaging 2.5 shots on net per game during that stretch, and close to 11.5 DraftKings points per game. Now moving on to the defensemen here, and especially on a slate like this, a smaller slate, I'm trying to target defensemen who are playing 20 plus minutes, getting time on their team's #1 power play, trying to stack them up with some of those forwards, and get time on the penalty kill. That's just a bonus. That's what you're going to get out of all 4 of these guys here. Josh Morrissey, the Winnipeg Jets, plays up on the number 1 power play, plays 20 plus minutes per night, plays on the penalty kill as well. Same thing here with Jared Spurgeon of the Minnesota Wild, same thing here with Aaron Ekblad of the Florida Panthers. Now, this game between Minnesota and Florida is really interesting. I'm going to talk about that a little bit more in my Discord channel today, so again, if you haven't joined that yet, there's a link to do so in the description below. And then Jackson Lacombe here, he's playing on his team's number 2 power play, but does get time on the penalty kill, and has shown some really nice upside as of late for the Anaheim Ducks. He's kind of a boom-bust type of play, and that's why he's priced here at $3,300, right? But he's hit 20-plus DraftKings points a handful of times here, and at that price, I think he's offering some nice value. And then a couple of goaltenders that I like here tonight, starting with Karel Vejmelka of the Utah Hockey Club. His record as a whole isn't great this year, just 6-7-2. However, he is 5-3-2 in his last 10 starts, and his outlying numbers have been really solid this year, with the goals allowed average of 2.40 and a save percentage of .915. Really like that number there. And like I said earlier, this Utah team is just playing some really good hockey right now, and they've won their last 4 games. And then Joseph Woll here. I don't necessarily love the matchup going on the road here against the Dallas Stars. Forgive me losing my voice a little bit this morning. Still got to get my morning coffee in. But Woll here, like I said, matchup not great against Dallas on the road. Dallas can definitely score goals. But Woll here, he's 8-4-0 on the season, a goals allowed average of 2.24, save percentage of .917, averaging close to 14 DraftKings points per game. Sure, a tough matchup here tonight, but for tournaments, I think he's just a little too cheap. And as always, going to wrap up this video here with 3 low-priced options or sub-4K forward plays. First guy that I got there is Cole Perfetti of the Winnipeg Jets. Really just like the idea of stacking him up with that number 1 power play that I highlighted earlier. Mark Scheifele, Kyle Connor, Gabriel Velarde, Josh Morrissey, Cole Perfetti. Really good spot there against the Anaheim Ducks, whose penalty kill, again, has really struggled all season long, and especially as of late. Perfetti had a power play assist last night against the San Jose Sharks, and he's very affordable there. Now, another guy that I like here on the Winnipeg Jets is Nikita Chibrikov. He's got 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 points now in 4 games. Had some decent upside in those games as well, hitting 16.5, 12.8 DraftKings points. Now, he did just play 8.5 minutes last night against San Jose, so I don't necessarily love that, but he has shown some nice upside considering the price. And then Andrew Kopp here, similar situation right now, centering that second line with Alex DeBrincat and Patrick Kane. I really do like that. And he's getting time with both of those guys on the number 2 power play. We've really seen his minutes increase here as of late. Was floating around anywhere from 11 to 13 minutes earlier this season, but played 14, 14, and 17 minutes in his last 3 games. All right, everyone, that is going to wrap up this video here for today. As always, thank y'all for taking the time out of your day to watch the content here on this channel. If you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, I would greatly appreciate that. Let's have ourselves a great day here, folks, and let's win some money on this 5-game NHL slate.